Good afternoon, students. Welcome back to RB online classes. Today I am handling your 4th standard and your 8th chapter, that is Natural Resources of India. So, in the previous session, we have already discussed about there are two types of natural resources. What are those? Those are renewable resources as well as non-renewable resources. So, in a previous class, we have learnt about both renewable and non-renewable resources. So, let us recall about the non-renewable resources again. So non-renewable resources are nothing but which are which are exhaustible. The resources, natural resources which are present in our Earth or a planet, so they can be completely used up. So when we compare to the renewable sources, they can't be completely used up, whereas non-renewable resources can be completely used up. They may take thousands and million years to form again, and there is a no record that exact time of replenishment of that particular non-renewable resources. So they can't be renewed very easily. So among that, the supply is very slowly generating. Hence, we must what we should do, we should use it in a limited way. So we have discussed about the some of the non-renewable resources. Yes, first one what we discussed about the fossil fuels. So what do you mean by fossil fuels, students? Yesterday only I told you, no. So fossil fuels are nothing but the remains of animals or the plants. So the decayed or a decomposed body of animals or plants that will be decomposing, and it led to the formation of those fossil and fuels. So these fossil fuels are non-renewable resources or exhaustible resources. So in your page number 57, so they have mentioned here non-renewable or inexhaustible. So that is a misprint, student. The inexhaustible means which can't be completely used up. So for the both renewable and non-renewable resource, they have given it as an inexhaustible. Just you have to take out the IN here. So when you take out that IN, then it will become exhaustible, because non-renewable resources are exhaustible natural resources. They can be completely used up. They may end up one or another day in the future. So hence we should reserve it. We should use it very limited way. We reserve it means what happens? It will be boon for the next coming generation. So suddenly huge pressure of amounts of heat, all these fossil fuels are formed. The first fossil fuel we have discussed, that is coal. So this coal is used for many purposes like cooking. First we discussed about coal. So that is used for cooking. So it is also used in producing electricity, producing electricity, and heating purpose, and it is both used in homes also as well as industries also. Used in homes and industries, both home and industries can be used, and it is also used in vehicles as well as machines. It is used in vehicles and machines. So before, in the earlier time, the coal was mainly used for running those trains. Nowadays, it also runs on the diesel, but previously, the coal was the main source to run the train. So now it is also used for producing electricity. Most of the 90% electricity is created by this burning or heating this coal only. The second one, the second fossil fuel we have discussed, that is petrol. It is also an important natural resource. Petroleum. Petroleum is a one more natural resource which is exhaustible. So it is in the oil form and it is in the liquid form. So you have already, you all are familiar with the petrol and diesel, no? These petrol and diesel are the extract of this petroleum. They extract those two liquids from which they extract those two liquid from this petroleum. So here, where can you find this, the petroleum? So it is the surface of earth. It is found on surface of earth as well as under the seabed. Under the seabed. So under the surface of, you may also say it as a ground. Underground, you can see that. So in the underground, you can find the petroleum as well as you can find it under the seabed. Under the seabed means below the deepest inside of the sea where you can find this petroleum. So there is a reservation or a reserve of a petrol in our country. So in wherever in every country they use this fuels. Now both all the petrol and the diesel they use in the all vehicles. Each and every vehicle runs on these fuels only. So nowadays they are also introduced by charging and the solar energy. Those are the alternative energies compared to this non-renewable resources like petrol and diesel. But most of the all the people they depended on this both petrol as well as diesel. So each and every vehicle depends on this fuel. So there is a petroleum reserve in our country. So where it is? It is in the Bombay High. In Bombay city, Mumbai city, there is a reserve of petroleum. It is known as Bombay High. So the petroleum is also called as liquid gold. What it is named as liquid gold. So I hope you all know that why they gave this name liquid gold. Yes, that is the daily it keep on increasing. That is the costliest fuel. This fuel is costly. It keeps on increasing its amount every day. So there will be decrease and increase in the price of this the price of this petroleum as well as diesel. So these are the some of the non-renewable resources. Then one more non-renewable resource which can be completely used up, that are metals. Some of the metals. It is also a non-renewable resource. Metals like bauxite, iron, copper. So by using these three kinds of metals, so many equipments or so many things we use in our day-to-day life has been created, or the objects that we use which is important for our daily use, they are created by these type of metal only. So it can also be completely used up. What we have to do? So we have to recycle. So if some objects are not necessary to us, we may not using it, but it is made up of metal, means what you should do? We should give it for the recycling purpose. Then we can make use of it. Then it can't be completely used up and it will be reserved for the future generation. Then I told you the do it yourself column. No, I hope you had done it. Then conservation of natural resources. Conservation of natural resources. Yes, what do you mean by conservation? Just now I told you, the non-renewable resources are one or another day get completely used up. So in that situation, what we have to do? We know it earlier only. We know that one day it will be completely used up. So we have to take some precautions for that, no? That it should not be completely used up. We should be saving it. So that is called conservation. But the care or protection towards the natural resources. Care or protection towards the natural resources is called conservation. Conservation is the care and protection of Earth's resources, Earth's resources, so that they can last for future generations. They can last for future generations. Yes, students. So we should take a particular care and we should protect the natural resources so that they can last for further generation. So all the upcoming generation can use those natural resources. So it is very important to use both renewable as well as non-renewable resources. We should not use careless about the non-renewable resources because they can replace themselves. No, then you might think they may replace themselves. Then why can't we use it completely? Yes, even though it is replaceable or it is renewable, we should use it wisely. For example, water. If you use it so much, means you can get the water. If you are wasting the water daily, means you can get the water. Yes, we can't get the water. So that is also a renewable resource, but we should use it very wisely and limitedly. That is the conservation of both non-renewable and renewable resources. So we should take equal care for both kind of natural resources. So since non-renewable resources take a long time to form, they should be preserved as much as possible. So as I told you, non-renewable resources takes much time to form. If one non-renewable resources get completed, means it will take thousands and millions of years to form again. So in that time, what we should do? We should protect it for the future generation. It may keep on replacing further. It may take so much time to form again, but if we kept some means, it will be useful for us only later. So what we should do? We should use the alternative energy. Like I told you, like a solar energy that will be used instead of that petroleum, diesel. Yes. So we should use the alternative energy, which is in the form of energy derived from natural resources. As I told you about, from it may be from the wind energy, solar energy, water energy. Water energy, how do you release them? Hydroelectricity. Coal is a what it is? It is a non-renewable resource. Electricity is made from that, whereas water is a renewable resource. So what we should do? We should do the alternative energy for the sake of saving those non-renewable resources. So what we should do? We should use the energy that is derived from natural renewable resources. What are those? Those are sun, wind, tides and waves. We should make use of them and we should use it as an alternative energy instead of those non-renewable resources. Then there are some of the ways of conserving natural resources. Yes. First one, how can you conserve the natural resources? There are some ways of conserving natural resources. First one, using water judicially, using water judicially by employing simple methods, methods, so such as closing taps and reusing water for and reusing the water for the gardening can conserve water. Here, the first conservating method, that is, they are about water. First one they have given, we have to conserve the water. So what? By using water judicially, by employing simple methods, by using the simple methods, you can save the water very usefully. What it is? So when you are washing your hands and you are washing your face, what you will do? You keep running the taps. The tap will be running continuously. What you should do when you are applying the soap, you should switch off the taps. You should off the taps. So again, when you want the water, then only you should keep it on. And what you should do? Some of the used water will be there. We will not use it. We'll throw like that only. No, we should not throw it like that. What we should do? You should use it for the garden purpose. For the gardening purpose, that is the one of the conservative method of water. The next one, the second conservation method, planting trees prevent soil. It prevent soil from getting washed away. So see here, the second one is about the soil conservation. Soil is also a natural resource, but it is a renewable resource. We know that. But even we should take care of it and we should protect it. No? Yes. By planting the trees, you can prevent that the soil cannot get washed away. So what happens when there is a rainfall? Heavy rainfall is there, means what happens? The water will wash off very easily. Then there will be no good soil present in washed off place. So we have to keep the soil in a particular place, means we should plant the trees. So what the plant will do? It will hold the soil very tightly. It takes a grip of the soil. Hence there will be a good soil will be present there in that planted trees. Otherwise what happens? There will be a soil erosion. I hope you know what the soil erosion. Soil erosion means where there is no crop will be growing. When there is no good soil is present, the soil which is helpful for growing the crops, which is washed away, means what will be remaining there? There will be nothing good remaining in the soil, hence the crop won't grow. So if you grow the tree in that place, means what happens? The soil will be standing firm. Then you can grow the crops very easily. Then another method, switching off lights and keeping a check on the usage of home appliances can bring down electricity consumption. See here, the next point is about the conserving the electricity. So electricity, it is made up of a non-renewable resource, that is coal. No, coal is used 90% to create the electricity. So we should take care of it. What if there is no electricity means? Can you imagine our world without electricity in the night? No, it is not possible. So what we should do? So every electronic gadgets and every home appliances will be waste if there is no electricity. Everything runs on electricity nowadays, no? Yes. So that's why we need a electricity in a very good method. Very badly we need it. So hence what we should do? We need it means we can use it. When you can use it? When you save it nicely, when you use it limitedly, then only you can use the electricity. Or it will be ended up, then there will be a no current, no electricity present in our earth. So it should not be happening. It should not happen, no? Yes. What we should do for that? We should conserve the electricity. Switching off the lights and keeping a check of the usage of home appliances can bring down the electricity consumption. So in one room we are sitting means what happens? In another room we'll keep lights on and the fans on and the TV may be running up. We may not watching the TV. Still it will be keep on running and we may not sitting under the fan. It will be keep on running. We should not do like that. We should switch off the home appliances and the TVs and other electronic items. We should switch off when they are not in use. So even if you are using, you should give some breaks for that. You should not daily continuously use those electronic gadgets or home appliances. So by that you may get to know the how much electricity is consumed per day. And the next one, recycling. Recycling paper waste. Recycling paper waste will save trees. It will save trees. The last one, that is using carpools. Using carpools to travel can save fossil fuels. It can save fossil fuel. The last one, that is recycling paper waste will save the trees. So what we should do? We should use the papers in a limited way. If there is a small mistake means you will tear off the page, no, it is not good. You should stick another small page on it and you should what you can do further. You can see how to maintain the book. You should not completely tear the page. You may keep it for the use for rough paper or like that. So what we should do? We should use the paper very wisely. We shouldn't waste it. That is because it is obtained from the trees, no? It will be killing up for the creation of the paper, and we should wisely. Then last one, by using the carpools can save the fossil fuels. So nowadays everyone having the car in their home. So I'm also having a car, they are also having a car. I can go individually in my car. We'll think like that, no? So why don't we think that there will be person near to our home? So please drop me there. You can say that also, no? Carpooling means sharing one car for several purposes. If a 3-4 person they are going in the same direction or they are going to the same office and the same college, same school means they should use one vehicle. So by using that, what you can do? You can save the fossil fuels. So I hope you understood today's class, students. So that is all about your 8th chapter, Natural Resources of India. So about the fill in the blanks, we'll discuss in your next class. Thank you for now.